Hi everybody. Today we are very excited because it's the first time that we're having a live Q&A session, and we have two experts who are going to share their views with us, and they are going to be able to interact, which is going to be great. So we're very grateful to them, and I'm going to introduce them to you. We have Ashay from India, who is part of realmadridinfo.wordpress.com, and we have Tanuj, who is joining from the UK, and that you know from the realmadridfan.com. So hi guys, how are you doing?
We're doing good. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. So, okay, yesterday night, Madrid was playing Lyon. I don't know how you pronounce it, but being French, I cannot say Lyon. I won't say it. So, okay, and so there were a few things that we as Madridistas were curious about. So for me, for instance, I was wondering if Mourinho would capitalize on Benzema and Higuain and play them together, or I was wondering also who would start in the midfield, and I was wondering if Granero would finally get some playing time. So as far as you were concerned, what is it that you were looking forward to, or what is it that you were nervous about?
Tanuj, you want to answer this first, or should I answer it?
Well, you can take turns, no?
Okay. I'll say you go first.
All right. The thing about this game was, I mean, I kind of expected Mourinho to start with Özil and Kaka together.
Yeah.
But I was quite surprised to see Özil starting with Di Maria.
Yeah.
Which isn't really a surprise, because the first three games of the season we started with the same lineup which started last night, except for the centre backs. Okay, the centre back pairing, then through injuries we don't have the same pairing for more than two or three games. But then, as was expected, when Higuain doesn't start, we kind of miss the reference in the box, because Higuain plays off the defensive line very well. So I guess we were missing that reference in the box in the first half. I mean, and not really for the entire first half, but then what really struck me was the master plan from Mourinho, where he advised Khedira to play in a much more advanced position than usual. If you saw last night, I mean, Khedira's performance was simply mind-boggling. And I guess, it was because he was playing in a much more advanced position than he normally does. His position last night was, I would guess it was more closer to the way he plays for Germany.
Okay.
German national team. So, I guess this, to compensate for Higuain's absence, that presence in the box, which Benzema doesn't really offer, because Benzema, he's more involved in build-up play with the other attackers. So I guess the centre backs are left unoccupied, which is why I would say that the previous matches where Benzema started, we look a little off color, because the centre backs, they were unoccupied. They knew to take on the players with stray runs. But then yesterday, throw Khedira into the mix, he goes ahead, and that disrupts the opposition's game plan, because I guess they hadn't really planned on seeing Khedira in an advanced position last night.
Yeah, I bet they didn't think that Khedira would score.
And it was an awesome goal.
Yeah, he was.
Kaka came on in the second half. I mean, this is a former World Player of the Year who's come back into form. It was always going to be our night.
Okay. Your turn.
Yeah. To be honest, I wasn't surprised that Kaka wasn't starting and Benzema was starting up ahead instead of Higuain, because Benzema was out due to injury for about a week or 2 weeks, and Di Maria hadn't started for about 2 or 3 games.
Yeah.
So he was rested in the last game, and he made 2 assists for Higuain to score on the weekend as well. So it was more of a rotation policy that I think should be employed, but I wasn't. I wasn't surprised that even Granero didn't make an appearance, which he should have, because we were up comfortably 3-0 by the time the last sub were used, I think.
Yes, I agree.
So, if probably giving some people like Callahan or Granero would have been a better option than using the other subs, in my opinion, that is.
Yeah, Callejon went to warm up. I saw him. There was Callejon, Higuain, and who was the third? Kaka. Yeah, the three of them were warming up together, and then right after that, Kaka came in, and so. But Granero never warmed up, or at least we didn't see it.
Yeah, but to be fair to Mourinho, the options are such that it's nothing that he can do about it. I mean, he can give Granero the opportunity, but given the bench that we have, it was very difficult to probably not put Kaka in instead of Granero, I think.
And wouldn't it be possible to have put like Granero instead of Coentrao, for instance?
It would have been a better idea, I think, or even for that matter, giving Alonso some rest, because he started and played full 90 minutes the whole season right up until now. So probably taking off Alonso would have been a good decision as well. But he controls the midfield properly.
Yes, he does.
Which I don't think Granero does as good as Alonso would.
Right. I guess given the magnitude of the game, considering it's Lyon as the opposition and we're playing the UEFA Champions League, I guess Mourinho did not want to risk anything. But then, as a Madridista, I feel quite sad that Granero doesn't start. I mean, he's fit, he's not injured, but yet he doesn't make the bench for La Liga games. And when he makes the game bench on for the UEFA Champions League, I guess he should have started. I mean, given the fact that we were in such a comfortable position.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know. It's sad. And then you read his tweets, he's so philosophical, and I don't know. I don't know if there's any, connection between his situation and his tweets, but I can't help but thinking that.
Yeah, he is a major in psychology, so I guess it goes with the territory.
Oh,
I see. Okay. I didn't know that.
And more so, Real have now 9 points in 3 games, and Ajax have 4, and Lyon have 4 as well. So I'm guessing if we get the 4th win, then we'll have more options for Granero in the last 2 games. I'm hoping that.
Okay, yeah, let's hope that.
The last 2 games will be dead rubber, and I really hope Mourinho starts Granero in those 2 games at least. And Alonso deserves a break, because he's been playing 90 minutes for all the games so far, and I guess he'll be overworked soon.
Yeah, but we need him though. You don't think?
Right, we need him. We cannot do without him. That's why the last 2 dead rubber games he should not start, because we aren't going to lose out. I mean, provided we get the 4th win. He's not going to lose out on anything if he doesn't start. So it's wise to rest him that time.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. Okay, so let me see, because I had a list of questions, but I think we've answered some of them already. So. What did you think of Özil yesterday?
Tanuj, you go ahead. I'll answer after you.
Okay. To be honest, over the years, Lyon have differed in their philosophy of how they play against us. 2 years back, they used to dominate and they used to attack more. But last year and yesterday, they just relied on falling back and defending more time. And the only time they scored was an offside goal, and which also reflects how they can score on any given instance, but it's not like they were coming on they were having a build up of attack. That wasn't happening. It was just a one-off moment where they scored through the offside. But otherwise, they didn't have. They were nowhere if it was coming to winning the game, winning the tie yesterday.
Yeah, I think they're suffering from all the changes, right? They've undergone recently. It's definitely not the same team as before. So that was actually another question I was going to ask. If you thought that Lyon under-delivered, or if you thought that Madrid was just too strong for them to play, you know?
A mix of both, I would say. Because Real were imposing so much attack, Lyon could do nothing but fall back and just defend. So it was a mixture of both the things, but in the second half, it was just Real. Lyon stood nowhere. So I would say a mixture of both.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to add something?
Yeah. Ashay, you can go next then.
Yeah. So, thing that struck me yesterday was one thing which completely differed from the last 2-3 games was in the last 2-3 games, Real Madrid, like you start the game, they seem that they are stuttering. Now their engine is going to go on, but then nothing really happens till what, the 30th or 40th minute. And yesterday, the moment the ref kicked off the game, and we were all on to Lyon, and I guess that's what surprised Lyon the most, because maybe I guess they might have looked at our videos for the past 3-4 games and seen that we start off with a low intensity, but last night Mourinho got his tactics spot on. We started pressing and attacking right from the moment the ref whistled, and I guess because of that we got the early goal.
Yeah, I agree. I saw that too, that we were like pushing right from the beginning, and the first goal was like pretty early in the game, not like usually. So that was a good thing.
Right. So that's what maybe that's what had put Lyon on the back foot for the majority of the game, and once it was 2 or 3 goals up, I guess it was really game over for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. After that, they never really could come into the game. And goals, I would like to say that in spite of all the shuffling with the centre back pairing, and Pepe didn't have a really good game, I would say, but then Sergio Ramos was flawless. And the way the centre back pairing played the offside trap, because see, Gomez was caught offside so many times. I mean, it was one's game plan to play the ball up to him. He was the one who wanted to hold the ball up and then initiate counters, but then that didn't really work out because of the way our centre backs played.
Okay. Well, that's actually. Oh, do you want to say something else before I move on to another thing?
Yeah, I guess your question initially was about Ozil, or was it about...
Yes. Oh, yeah, you say it like that. Okay, I tried to say it the German way, but I'm not even sure I get it right.
Okay, so about Ozil, in the past few games and even yesterday, his impact on the game compared to last season has diminished. It's quite evident it has diminished. But then again, last season he was directly contributing to the goals, like creating chances, opening up the game. But this year Madrid are playing in a more cohesive style, and even though Ozil doesn't have a direct impact in terms of assists, he is involved in build-up plays for almost all the goals this season.
Yeah.
There was no exception. He played in his natural position after 3 games, I guess he played in his natural position, and the impact on the game was there to see. I mean, you could always sense that Ozil was doing something.
Yeah, I agree. You know, that was actually another question I was gonna have, but that's the impression I got from the game, is that when Özil was there playing, there was some kind of I don't know, discipline almost in the way the play was built. And when he came out and Kaka entered, we still had a lot of plays, but it was more spontaneous, a little bit more disorganized. And yeah, so I was wondering if it was because maybe it was towards the end of the game and they were tired, or if it was just the impact that both players have on the team that's different. So
Both players are actually different. Kaka likes to, go on, take the defenders on. If you saw, he immediately came on and tried to beat 2, 3 defenders, and he would have almost scored that goal, but then the shot was just wide. But
Yeah.
Özil is more of a creative player. He likes to sit back. He likes to play behind the striker. He likes to create goals, and I guess he doesn't roam around on the pitch as much as Kaka does.
Yeah.
I don't think there is any reason to be wondering what is wrong with Kaka right now, because it is too soon to say that his contribution has reduced or diminished, like you said. Uh, I mean, it's just been some games that he has not been up to the mark that he is on. He is on usually.
Wait, you mean Özil, right? Or you mean Kaka?
Ozil.
Okay,
I mean,
yeah,
Ozil,
okay. Yeah, okay. Right.
So there is no reason. I mean, people, even for Di Maria, people are just bummed. I mean, some of them are not happy with Di Maria and his actions, which is understandable because of his diving and cheating antics that he does often. But you cannot ignore the fact that he makes a great contribution to the side as well. He scores goals which are very important. He scores winners. He makes crucial assists. Like on the weekend, he made 2 assists for Higuain, like I said. So putting off players is not the right thing to do. I mean, if you want the team to win, you have to support all the players. Simple as that.
Yeah, I like Di Maria a lot. I'm disappointed when he misbehaves.
Yeah, I mean, as fans of the club, you would be disappointed if a player acts the way he does. So there is, I mean, that aspect aside, he's a great player. You can't deny that.
Yeah, it was great that he started yesterday, I think, the series. He was on fire. And sometimes he's a little sloppy, but I think he creates good game.
Yeah, his decision making is a little bit suspect, but then I guess it's because he's so young. Once give him another 2 or 3 years, I guess he would be one of the most feared wingers. I'm pretty confident about that guy. And Di Maria is basically a big game player. I've seen him play for Benfica in the Europa League, and in all the big games, he's never disappointed.
Yeah. And yeah, we've like covered that a little already, but do you prefer Özil to be in the middle like yesterday, like his traditional spot, or don't you mind seeing him on the side like in the last few games?
Well then, regarding this question, it's a tough one, but then there are 2 types of ways the team plays, basically. So, if Benzema is starting the game, I would prefer Özil and Kaka to both start, with Özil on the flanks and Kaka in the center, with Ronaldo obviously, or he owns the other flank. Because these 4 players play, there's a complete mix of attacking, and each player knows to interchange positions. But instead, when Higuain plays, there is a strict he plays off the defensive line, as I said earlier. And when you do that, the team needs to be a bit more disciplined, like you said. So when Kaka, Ozil, and Ronaldo and Benzema, they all play together. All four are type of players, who keep running here and there. They keep roaming around on the pitch. And I'm not sure if you remove Benzema and put Higuain there, it would be a very good game plan. But if Higuain starts, then Özil should play in his natural position along with Di Maria. But then again, yesterday we saw something different, and it worked out quite well.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. You guys are good.
I would say it's not, in my personal opinion, it is not much about Higuain or Benzema, about the position that Ozil should play in. It's more about who the partner is. If it's Kaka or if it's Di Maria. So it depends who is he playing alongside. in the past few games he's played alongside Kaka, and Kaka has played more in the central role, while Ozil has played on the flanks. And but yesterday Ozil played with Di Maria, so Ozil took the more central role, and Di Maria was covering the other parts of the pitch.
Yeah,
So,
because that's where he shines. Really.
yeah. So it all depends on who he's partnering with. But I agree with Ashay that Higuain tends to make more runs off the line of the defensive line rather than what Benzema does.
Okay.
So that makes a difference as well. But I would say the defensive pairing makes all the difference to which position you should start in.
Yeah. Here I'd like to touch upon one small point that I noticed that Mourinho hasn't really played Kaka along with Di Maria for a lot of games. I guess except the game against Rayo Vallecano, I doubt Kaka has played alongside Di Maria. It's always Özil. Or if Di Maria plays, then Özil plays in the center. I guess it's because Di Maria sticks to the flanks more, and Ozil sticks to the center, or maybe I really don't know why. But then I would really like to see Kaka and Di Maria play a full game once, just to see how they match up together.
I would rather hope that does not happen all that much because because Kaka and Di Maria, if they play together, they play in a very unique way. They're not that creative. Ozil is more creative in the sense that he can make defense splitting pass, which always reminds me of Guti.
Right.
But Di Maria or Kaka cannot make all those defense splitting passes which Ozil can.
Right. Kaka and Di Maria are more of direct players. They like to take players on and then put in that pass. But then Ozil would like to sit behind more and then send in that thread the through ball, and like you say, like the great Guti.
Exactly my point. Yeah.
So I guess that is precisely the reason why Mourinho persists with playing Ozil and Di Maria along with Higuain, and when Benzema, Kaka and Ozil play together. I don't know what's going on in his mind, but this is my understanding.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. And back to Benzema. Did you think that his insider knowledge of Lyon somehow helped yesterday to start the game very quick for Madrid?
Not to a huge extent, because Real played Lyon last year as well, so Mourinho knows what to expect from Lyon, and more or less their attacking options have remained the same. So it's not that Benzema can make a huge contribution now because he's been with Real for some years now.
Okay.
But I'm guessing his motivation is a lot more than anybody else's. So it does make a difference, but not to that extent now.
Okay.
Right. I mean, Benzema could only help to some extent, but then again, we saw Lyon play completely different to what they have been generally used to playing against us. So I really doubt that Benzema's insider knowledge helped last night. And again, even the midfield setup of Lyon has changed. Toulalan has left, and there have been quite a few changes. Chanik also has left, I guess, right? So the team has changed over the past 2 years, and so that's why I really doubt Benzema's insider knowledge would have helped there. But then, like Tanuj says, he had the motivation, which is important. I mean, an ex-player always likes to do well against his former club.
Yeah, that's like Callejon, right? When he scored.
Yeah, but kudos to him that he didn't
celebrate.
He didn't celebrate. It was a good thing to do, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. What can you say about Cristiano yesterday?
I'm happy that he's making contribution. I'm happy he's making assists now. So
Yeah.
that's the best part of his recent contributions to the team. He is not getting frustrated when he misses goals or when somebody else misses goals as well, which was the case earlier. So the best part I would say is that he's fine. He's passing the ball more, less of the trickery part, which, well, I would say is not necessary to some extent. And the way we have been playing of late, he's been the biggest contributor to it.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, about Cristiano, what I would say is like yesterday, towards the end, I felt really sorry for him. He had that cute puppy face towards the end, with very apologetic, frustrated, whatever you call it. But I felt really sorry for him because I guess it was his 100th game in European competitions, something, or for Real Madrid overall. I mean, counting all the friendlies or something like that. But I don't quite recall. But then he wanted to get that goal, and Cristiano is a player basically, from what I have seen, he needs his goals to, he's kind of a confidence player, and he needs goals. He measures his success in with the amount of goals he scores. But what I have seen this season is he's contributing towards assisting. He's got like 3 assists in the last 2 games now, which is very nice to see. And but at the same time, I feel that his gameplay, where he tries to beat defenders, has regressed a bit. I mean, you see the Cristiano Ronaldo who played for us the first season, and the Cristiano Ronaldo of United, who used to beat defenders. 2 or 3 defenders was no big deal. But right now, I would say the best dribbler in our squad is Marcelo, and along with Di Maria, of course. But then Cristiano finds, I've seen him find it difficult to get past one defender these days. But then I really don't mind that, given the fact that he's passing more. He's cut down on those shots from impossible angles, which he used to take every now and then.
Yeah.
And he still gets his goals. That's what you like from a player. So overall, I feel that even though Cristiano's individual play may have regressed a little bit, but his contribution to the team has more or less improved, which is a good thing.
Yeah, I think maybe it's just that his game has evolved from maybe more individual to more team-oriented, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
We have Mourinho to that.
Okay. Good. Wait, what was I gonna ask? I was gonna say, we've been talking before about the whole, we don't keep a clean sheet issue. So yesterday we did, and I think one of you mentioned before that, even though we did keep a clean sheet yesterday, it wasn't maybe, Pepe made mistakes and stuff, but so basically, what do you think of the defense yesterday,
There were, I think, only 2 instances which were in the first half where Lyon came anywhere close to scoring. One was a Pepe defensive error where he allowed the player to take a shot, and the other was, as I mentioned, the offside goal.
Yes.
Besides that, there was nothing that I recall that Lyon had going for them in an attacking sense. Casillas, I think, had to make only one save, which was in the second half, which as always, is not difficult for him, and he parried it away for a corner. And that was the only corner of the game as well. So that reflects how good we were defensively or how poor they were in an attacking way.
Exactly, that's what I was gonna ask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So what I feel is our defense last night comparatively was much better than if you compare it with other games, because if you've seen, we have been facing teams which sit back and defend against us, but then we have been conceding stupid goals for no reason. Like against Real Betis, we conceded a goal. Then the match before that against Espanyol also, we conceded a goal. But then last night, and to be frank, Espanyol did attack us, and we were playing counter attack for most of the game. But then against Real Betis, I didn't think that was the case. But last night, even though Lyon were not adventurous in attack, I would say I would attribute it more to the skill of Jabi Alonso and Pedreira in the midfield, breaking up play, and Sergio Ramos and Pepe in the defense. Sergio Ramos especially, I'd like to single him out because he made, I recall he made at least 3 or 4 crucial challenges, which if not timed correctly would have allowed Lyon to get through on goal.
Yeah, I saw a few of them where I was like, oh, good, good, Sergio. Yeah.
Right. And so he's excellent as a centre back, and Arbeloa provides us with such a nice option, playing either left back and right back, and he does both of them equally well. He plays in both positions equally well. And if given a choice, I think Ramos should start as a centre back for more games, because we also have Altintop and Coentrao as the options for wing back positions. So I guess he's ready. Ramos should start centre back because Carvalho is also getting on in age, and we need to find a permanent centre back defender soon.
Well, okay, but I also like Varane, to tell you the truth.
Right. I love him actually. Whatever I've seen from him, and his stats are just amazing. He hasn't conceded a foul so far, and he hasn't let anyone get past him. That's basically what the stats say, and which is he's played around 3 or 4 games, and those are really good stats. And given a guy who's just 19 years of age, top class. I don't have any words to say.
About him, I don't know how his name is pronounced, to be honest.
Whose name?
Varane, or is it Varane?
Well, it depends, but if you say it like French way, if the French way, it's Varane.
Varane.
Yeah.
Okay. So about him, he's obviously shown that he has the quality to play for Real. He's played beautifully so far, but I would still say that it's a little bit too risky to put him on important games. Huge games such as Clásico or the games in the Champions League to come, if it's the second leg of a quarterfinal, for example.
Okay.
So he's young, and he's shown that he's great as a defender, but throwing in a youngster in a game such as a Clásico would probably be too rushed for even his development. That is what I think.
Okay.
Right. Because, a player should nowadays. I mean, in today's time, what happens? Players are thrown into action too early, and because of that, they tend to burn out too soon. Look at the players like Alessandro Nesta, Paolo Maldini. They played like what? They played till 40 years of age without any problems. Ryan Giggs, for example. Because the reason for this is because their progression has been normal. But then you consider some players of today who burst onto the scene at 16 or 17 years of age, and by the time they hit 21 years of age, they already have around 200 to 300 professional games under their belt. And because of this, they tend to burn out by the time they reach 26 or 27. And so I don't think it's a good policy to immediately throw 18, 19-year-old players into huge games. Rather, their progression should be quite normal, and they should be allowed the chance to progress normally. Something like what Higuain has been for us. He started little amount of games since he came on, and you know what we have right now, a goal-scoring machine. That is not
on Higuain, I failed to while watching the game yesterday, I failed to understand why people and how people still criticize Higuain for missing goals, or when a touch goes wrong. I still fail to understand why the criticism for Higuain. Is there a personal vendetta or something which I fail to understand? But I don't understand Higuain haters, to be honest.
Haters gonna hate.
Yeah, true, but Still, where is the hate coming from? Please tell me.
For me, what I have encountered is there are Benzema fans and then there are Higuain fans. For some reason, fans don't want to see both of them doing well or both of them playing together. I don't know. I mean, it's really unthinkable. I mean, given as for me, I would like to see both of them doing well, starting games together because they have it in them to start together. Benzema would be more effective as a support striker with Higuain as the main striker. But then for some reason people tend to think that for Benzema to start games, Higuain should be benched. And I don't know, there are two sets of fans which I have encountered.
We don't need a split in our own ranks.
No. No, but I don't think Benzema and Higuain can play together, to be honest. Ronaldo is a key ingredient, which can be said is due to Mourinho's preference of him. But even then, Higuain and Benzema together, probably not a great idea because both of them are central strikers. Even though they drift back, but they tend to be more on the striking zone. While Ronaldo can play on the sides with Marcelo the way he did yesterday. Okay. In a neat little 1-2 that they had both going. So Higuain and Benzema just would not work as per the strategy at least.
You agree?
No, I don't.
I knew you were silent.
No, because the thing is, what I think is Mourinho has not really experimented with the two forward formation so far in his time with Real Madrid. So we don't really know what is going to happen. But then comparing the individual skills, like Benzema tries to drift more, he likes to create more, and he isn't much of a box poacher like the way Higuain is. I would say, I like to make a bold prediction here. If Mourinho moves to a two-striker formation, Higuain and Benzema together would be as good for us as Raul and Morientes. I mean, it's kind of they have that potential in them. But then
Raul and Morientes had an awesome midfield to go with it. They had fantastic defensive midfield options as well.
Right, so do we. So do we right now.
We do, but I still don't think it'll make sense as Raul and Morientes did.
Right, but then again, it's all speculative.
Yes.
Yeah, we really need to see Mourinho experiment with a two-striker formation first, because we might have different opinions on that, but then we really need to see how it works in reality. So it all depends.
I'm curious, I must say. I'd like to see it. Okay, well, sorry. I think we need to wrap up because we've discussed a lot. It's great, but yeah, it's going to be a bit long. I just want to ask you a last question. Who would be the man of the match in your opinion? I think it's a hard one.
Right, very difficult question because everyone played so well. I really couldn't single out a player for being the man of the match, but then if you ask me, I would give it either to Ramos or I would give it to Khedira.
Okay.
I would go with Khedira because of his lung-busting runs from box to box, then also his goal.
Yeah.
So I would pick Khedira if I had to pick one. It'll be him.
Okay. Well, the prevailing opinion here at our house is Khedira too. So.
Okay. Good.
Okay. Do you want to add anything else?
Yeah, it was a nice opportunity for, I guess, both of us, Tanuj and me, and we really appreciate you getting us onto this call together to share our opinions, and I really enjoyed the conversation tonight.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it, and really, we are grateful to you guys. So, okay, so we're wrapping up.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, thank you so much, guys. Have a good evening or night, depending on where you are. Okay, see you around. Bye.
Thank you.